Hi, my name is Jennifer, and on Thursday, the 2nd, I had something very scary happen to me, and I wanted to come on here and share it. I had a reaction called anaphylaxis reaction, and what happened is I've been getting B12 shots off and on since 2006, and I've never had a problem with it, never been allergic to it, nothing ever happened. So, on Wednesday, I went and I got a B12 shot in the morning, and I came home. Everything was fine. I did notice in the car, like the injection site on my arm was usually sometimes I get them in my hip as well, but this place that I went to did it in the arm and it was kind of itching. And so I started scratching it and I was like, okay, I'm okay. So I went on the treadmill at home for about 10 minutes and I was like, started itching everywhere. And I was like, what the hell is this? So I was thinking, okay, maybe just take a quick shower. Maybe it'll calm down, with like kind of cool water. It wasn't hot. So I went in there just for a few minutes and I noticed in the shower it was spreading like hives. And then I was like, okay, this is really strange. And I still at that time felt okay. So then I got on Google real quick and I was like B12 an allergic reaction. And it pulled up anaphylaxis is a serious, potentially fatal allergic reaction and medical emergency that is rapid and on-site and requires immediate medical attention regardless of use of emergency medication on site. And it said it's rare. So I was like, okay, come on. Like, I don't think I have this, but so I thought about if I should go or not. And then I'm a born again believer, and so I'm like, I don't know, God, I don't think I need to go. Like, should I go? And something urged me in my spirit, just go. So I listened and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get in the car. And I was praying in the car and I was like, okay, God, let me just make it to the emergency room. I don't know what's going on, but I wasn't really scared, but I was kind of confused of like, what is happening right now? And then I seen my arm in the car. It started like a whole bunch of not hives on my arm, but it was something else like, bumps, and it was really spreading fast, and I seen it on my right hand and I said, oh no. So I came inside and there was a lot of people and the lady's like, okay, you're gonna have to scan this QR code, upload documents and all that. And normally that wouldn't have been a problem, but I felt like that was such a big hassle at the time, and I was like, she was like, what's going on? And I said, well, I took a B12 shot this morning. I went to a place and I think I'm having I'm not feeling good. I'm having a, severe allergic reaction. She's like, okay, fill out these paperwork. And so fill it out through the QR. So I scanned the QR code. I sat down, uploaded the documents. It seemed like it took forever because I was starting to feel not myself. And I kept on pushing next. I finished and everything. It took about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden my face started sweating, like dripping sweat, like profusely. And I really felt bad. And I was sitting in my chair and I was trying to yell out like something, and let them know like I feel really dizzy and I think I'm about to faint. I think that's what I said. And the next thing I know is I'm sitting there and then all of a sudden I felt like I was losing consciousness, like I was going in and out of consciousness because I remember the people that I seen sitting down when I came in, they got up and like people got up from each side and they came towards me. And I started like I couldn't hear them. I was going in and out and I remember somebody grabbing my phone and they're like, who do you want me to call? And my friend lives really close and I was like, okay, call Sherry, but I think she was at work. And so then I had them call my other friend and they had to go through all the contacts. I don't even know how they got the phone open because you have to do your face ID or I don't know, maybe it was open. I have no idea because I was going in and out and I couldn't really hear. And then I know my eyes were closed. And then the next thing I know is I wake up, they have me in the back and I'm like opening my eyes and then I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then the nurse, she's in there. She's like, what's happening to you is you're having anaphylactic shock right now. but you're going to be okay. And I was like, please tell me the truth. Am I dying? Because for some reason, I felt like I was dying, but I get it because my blood pressure was low. And I knew something was really wrong because I seen her bust out the oxygen, and I was like, oh my God. I had flashbacks of last year because my mom passed away in May and she was on hospice. So, I took care of her, and it just really brought flashbacks. And I was thinking, oh God, I can't leave this earth right now because, my daughter needs me, and my mom just passed. So it was just really crazy. And I was like, I'm going to make it. Am I going to make it? And she was like, honey, your feelings are very valid right now, because if you wouldn't have came in 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes before you did, you could have passed out in the car driving, or, I could have passed out at home and I wouldn't have been able to call 911. So I was like, oh God, this is so scary. And so they gave me the oxygen and they put the thing on my hand, and they were like, what hospital, do you want to go to? And I couldn't think straight. And I was like, whatever hospital is not not really busy right now. And so they talked to my friend. So she met me at the hospital, but I've never encountered such nice people that day. Like the people that were in the waiting room, because I woke up and there was this banana by me and some water, and it was some of the customers that were waiting, and then they wanted to give it to me. And then the ambulance came, and when I was in the ambulance, I heard one of the customers who had the banana, she came up to the paramedic, and I heard her. She was like, is someone going to meet her up at the is somebody going to meet her at the hospital? I don't want her to be alone, because they seen all of that happen. And when I was leaving, when they were putting me in the ambulance, another lady told me, she was like, ma'am, I seen your whole face turn white, and I didn't have any makeup on, and she was like, I seen your lips turn white, and I was so scared for you. And I was like, oh God, thank you for helping me. And I was crying, not crying crazy, but I was crying, because I felt like I was dying, and I've never had this feeling before. And I had an out of body experience, but I can't explain, like, really, like, I didn't see it, the light or anything like that. Thank God. Like, nobody was there. I didn't see any of that. But I know people say like a black tunnel, but I know it was all black for me. But that's because I was losing consciousness, and it wasn't my time anyway. Thank God, because it was so scary. But when they told me that if I wouldn't have got there in the time I did, I could have died. And I was thinking, oh, for a B12 shot, like, what kind of freak accident is this? So if you ever have, and they said that this can also happen from food allergies as well, like peanuts, milk, but I'm not allergic to any of that. So I took my rabbit to the vet today, and I was telling the doctor the story, and he was like, man, you have somebody watching over you. And I was like, yeah, Jesus, but he said that, oh, even the nurse told me at the urgent care, she's like, I'm glad you listened to your body. And she's like, you seem like a smart girl that you came, because a lot of people would have disregarded that. And I mean, who wants to go to the emergency room for a rash? You're like, it costs money, and then you're thinking, okay, that's not an emergency. But it's weird because I was filling out on the paper, on the admission papers or whatever, and they were like, drop down, what's wrong with you? And I knew it was a severe allergic reaction, so I put severe, but really I didn't think that it was life-threatening. But I never felt like that, and I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know. Oh, and I looked up the meaning, and in the Greek, ana means what was it? Against, and phylaxis means against protection. So, because your body is fighting all these things. And I was thinking, you always think you're going to leave this earth. You never know. So it happens unexpectedly, so it makes me have a whole new perspective of life. And the only thing I could think about was my daughter. And I'm like, I was so panicked, but I am a believer in Jesus. But even though, when you're hit with something like that, it's just crazy. And I appreciate life. And I was thinking, it's not my time. There's no way that this can happen because my mom just passed away last May. So my daughter lost her grandma. Can you imagine losing her mom before Mother's Day and everything else? That would have, you know, who knows? Oh, God, I'm just so happy I'm alive. And if you ever have this feeling of, if you break out in a rash or whatever from a B12 or from eating something that you might be allergic to, take it very seriously and seek medical attention, because I looked on Google later. I was researching after I got home, and they monitored me in the hospital until around 3:30 p.m. and I got the B12 shot at around 8:15 a.m. It was around 20 minutes from my house, and so Google said, I don't trust Google all the time, but it said after reaction can happen, you can die within 30 minutes. So I made it's on my phone in my notes though. I made a time chart of how many minutes since I got home, and it was like 10 minutes on the treadmill, 4 minutes in the shower because I was really quick, and then another 4 or 5 minutes on Google, and then my drive was 7 minutes, so it was close to half an hour, okay? And as soon as I got into the urgent care, that was another 5 minutes that I filled out the paperwork. And from that point on, that's when I lost consciousness. And I was like, wow, if I want to listen, to the Holy Spirit, it's like a compass. He guides you. If I would have disregarded that, because my plan, my plan was to this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to just lay down and see if the hives were going to, just kind of go away on its own. And I wanted to take a nap. That's what I wanted to do. But can you imagine if I would have laid down and not woke up? Because my blood pressure would have been low. I would have lost, because oxygen levels were all crazy that's why they had to put the oxygen on me. And then they gave me IV when I got in the ambulance, and they were so nice. I was just like, these people have to work well under pressure, and I'm so thankful for all the people that were there that day. The lady with the banana and the water, I just never felt those people were so nice. And I just wanted to come up on here and share that with you guys. But I forgot what else I was going to say. I was still kind of shaken up about it. They gave me some prednisone and something else for the allergies, and told me and the most important thing, which they don't even have ready yet, which doesn't make any sense. It's what is it called? It's a pen that you inject yourself with in case it happens again. And that was the most important thing that I need. And I still need to call the pharmacy to check on why it's not ready. But in case it happens again, I guess I inject myself, and I still have to go to the hospital. But I'm praying it does not happen again, because let me tell you, I've been through some scary things in life. This by far was the most scariest thing. And I was reading about what symptoms that people have, and it says when they get this, wherever the allergic reaction came from, whether it's food or injection site or whatever, it said that the person has a feeling that they're going to die, and it's doom, a feeling of impending doom. And let me tell you right now, it's not just a feeling, because there's been people that's passed away from this, because they know they're going to die, especially because your blood pressure is going all low, and you never, I knew I was going to faint. And it's just not a feeling, it's a valid feeling, and it's for real, because I've never been so close to losing my life. And I never thought, come on, a B12, are you serious? So I have to do something's not right here, because so the nurse, I don't know if I said this earlier, but the nurse at the urgent care said that what could happen is, the place that I went to could be trying to get something cheaper from a compounding pharmacy. And so sometimes they can have toxic ingredients. So I have to see what's going on. And it's just very scary. And trust me, I'm not getting any B12 shots. I have a whole new so I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to compensate through diet and everything, you know. But that's all I have to say for now. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for watching. Bye.